the already dominant British Empire grew even more aggressive. Her troops and bureaucracy spread across the globe. The sun never set on Britannia's holdings.
The banking cartel funded, in fact, since about 1800, they have funded both sides of almost every war. And of course, they're getting the interest off of the loans that they've given the various governments and the wars that they have actually helped stimulate and create.
By 1900, Germany was a rising force and a leader of the Industrial Revolution.
World War I, for instance, there was absolutely no reason to have World War I, except that it was an ideal opportunity for the banking cartel to make a pile of money by funding both sides of that particular war.
On June 28, 1914, the heir to the Austrian-Hungarian throne, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, was assassinated while traveling in a motorcade. The Black Hand, a Serbian secret society with connections to French and British intelligence, took credit. World War I had begun. Armaments companies financed by Rothschild-controlled banks in Germany, France, England, and Austria bankrolled all the factions. At least 20 million were killed in the war. It was a conflict so terrible, the people vowed to never fight again. They dubbed it the war to end all wars.
Question is, why did they want war? Well, first of all, is money and power. But secondly, they wanted to create the League of Nations. They had this in their plans all along, and as a consequence, once the war was over or about to be over, they began to formulate this idea of a League of Nations, so this would never ever happen again.
Hundreds of years of practice made the British experts at hiding their empire behind puppet governments and councils. In the name of stopping all future conflicts, they proposed that countries would join a League of Nations. Their true intention was for the League to serve as a framework for world government. The already dominant British Empire grew even more aggressive. The sun never set on Britannia's holdings.
The banking cartel funded, in fact, since about 1800, they have funded both sides of almost every war. And of course, they're getting the interest off of the loans that they've given the various governments and the wars that they have actually helped stimulate and create.
By 1900, Germany was a rising force and a leader of the Industrial Revolution.
World War I, for instance, there was absolutely no reason to have World War I, except that it was an ideal opportunity for the banking cartel to make a pile of money by funding both sides of that particular war.
On June 28, 1914, the heir to the Austrian-Hungarian throne, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, was assassinated while traveling in a motorcade. The Black Hand, a Serbian secret society with connections to French and British intelligence.
Hello, welcome to the Katie Sassine Show. Happy Thursday to you all. So, has anyone heard about the Rothschilds? I'm sure we have. A few of them are right behind me now, and that's a few of the many, many Rothschilds that govern behind the scenes today through their central banks and etc. So we just saw a video of how the Rothschilds are referred to as a cartel commonly. Their central bank is referred to as illegal by Breitbart News, etc. They're said to just destabilize economies and make money off of it. And this is very reminiscent of George Soros, who actually gets funding from the Rothschild family. So there was another quote in there: the Rothschilds get interest off of loans from governments by wars they stimulate and create. Why do they want war? Money and power? Yes. But more importantly, they wanted war initially to form a League of Nations, which actually has the true intention or intent to serve as a framework for the world government. And now we have the United Nations, which we know isn't doing so hot, but trying to do the best they can. So the Rothschilds, it's a family business. It's Rothschild's world, and I'm just living in it pretty much. And you're just living in it, and we're all just living in it. So what is the name of their company now? Well, the company of the Rothschilds family, which was established through 5 main houses, which we'll go over in a little while, it's called Rothschilds & Co. It was formerly known as N.M. Rothschild's Sons & Sons Limited. It's a multinational investment banking family company. Family company. And each location has stake in the other location, so that they're always safe, they're always protected. They have safety nets on safety nets. They were established in London in 1811. They're the first modern central banking system. The first modern central banking system was established by the Rothschilds, so this is a huge deal. What this means is the Rothschilds represent money. And money is known as a god of our time. So with money, they have power. And the Rothschilds do indeed have power, and they influence many things today. Now, we're going to go over the family a little bit. The founder is Mayer Amschel Rothschild. And if we can show the picture of the 5 sons. Mayer, the father, who's not going to be pictured in this, he established modern international banking. And of course, there's a whole pedigree behind Mayer Amschel, of the Rothschilds that preceded him that you can find online in his family tree. But this is the founder of what started it all, of what started the whole Rothschild central banking, Mayer Amschel Rothschild. And he had 5 sons that continued the banking. And at that time, it was only the Rothschild sons that were permitted to be in the business. The daughters, not so much. The daughters married into royalty, etc., and bonded with other families of prestige and wealth, of course, naturally. So there's Nathan. He established the Rothschild Bank in London. There's Amschel, the oldest son, who continued running the bank in Frankfurt, the Germany bank, after Mayer's death. And there's Solomon, who was located in Vienna, and he established Rothschild's Bank, of course, in Austria. And then what's next? What country is next? Right below Austria, we have Italy. And Carl founded the Rothschild's Bank in Italy. And sadly, and interestingly, the Vienna location in Austria was taken over by the Nazis in the 1930s. And with that, the location in Naples closed as well. And still running are the Paris and London locations, or they weren't shut down. They were the longest standing, the Paris and London locations. We have James, or Jacob, that you see that founded Rothschild's Bank in France. So we have Amschel, the oldest son, over here at the top, who stayed in Germany. Then Solomon, who went over to Vienna, Austria. That bank was shut down. Nathan in London, Carl in Naples, and Jacob in Paris. So, 5 Rothschild houses. We have England, Italy, Austria, France, and Germany. Last but not least, the first established. So the 5 Rothschild houses, they were the early version of a multinational corporation, now called a cartel. All houses have stakes in each of the 5 other houses, and now nearly every country has a Rothschild central bank. Now, when we get into the next half of the episode, we're going to go through an article so kindly posted by InfoWars on Reddit, and I think this was posted no more than a year ago, and it discusses their actions with the central bank and how that whole thing operates and why they call it a cartel and why their actions are illegal and why the Rothschild family is probably up to no good. The same people that are behind funding wars on both sides, the Rothschilds, these people own central banks in nearly every country in the world. It's highly, highly suspicious activity. But who can investigate them? They own the banks. The government needs money. What are they going to say? Anyway, you guys stay tuned in. We're going to continue talking about new branding, wealth, their political influence, their Judaism, political connections in France and Britain, social influence, industrial investments, all sorts of investments that they've gotten into, and their influence at Waterloo. Now, thank you for tuning in. Please follow me at KatieFYNTV and email me at katie@fetchyournews.com. We'll be right back with you.
It's a new year. New you at Schottenkirk Ford Jasper. Ring in the new year with huge deals on a brand new Ford. Right now, get exceptional offers like 0% financing plus a $1,500 factory rebate on a new 2017 Ford F-150 XLT. Or get 0% financing plus a $1,000 factory rebate on a new 2017 Ford Explorer. Make your resolution a reality during the New Year, New You sales event at Schottenkirk Ford Jasper, home of the Schottenkirk Customer Guarantee. Visit us online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
El Rey and Elijah.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Elijah.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
Welcome back to the Katie Sassine Show, only on FYNTV.com. As always, we're addressing the indoctrination of the nation. So right now what we're going to do, we've been talking about the Rothschilds. If you're just tuning in and checking out the show, or maybe just passing by, we're talking about the Rothschilds. And that's a name that we all know, but we never really hear about or talk about. So let's see what InfoWars had to say about the Rothschild Central Bank. So this was an article posted on Reddit. It's very interesting. We can stop it right there for now. In the year 2000, there were 7 countries without a Rothschild-owned central bank. And now there are only 3, Cuba, Iran, and North Korea. And there's a very interesting piece of this article. It's from the first or second paragraph, and I kind of, summarized it. The first step to establish a central bank is to get the country to accept outrageous loans, which puts the country in debt and under the control of the central bank, and of course the Rothschilds. Also, it is said that if the country does not accept the loan, the leader of the country will be assassinated, and a Rothschild-aligned leader will be appointed, or worse, the country will be invaded and a central bank will be established by force, and they will justify it with the umbrella term of terrorism. They'll tell the people it's in the name of terrorism. So the public will be led to think it's for their own safety, but it's actually about control. And these are the same people that sought to establish the League of Nations, which ultimately turned into a United Nations. That is an international system of governance today, which is what they sought. That's still in the works and battling state power today. We see that very commonly now at the US. So if you scroll down, in 2003, there were only 5 countries left, with 5 countries left without a Rothschild central bank: Sudan, Libya, Cuba, North Korea, Iran. The attacks of September 11th were an inside job to invade Afghanistan and Iraq, then established a central bank in those countries. Got that covered. The only countries left in 2011 without a central bank owned by Rothschild's family are Cuba, North Korea, and Iran. I guess that would be my top 3 guesses if I had to pick. Okay, we can take that article down. Thank you, Lonnie. So, very strange stuff here. Now, we talked about how the Rothschilds company is called Rothschilds & Co., and it was formerly called N.M. Rothschilds & Sons Limited. In 1970, the firm converted from a partnership to a limited liability company, of course, to protect their personal assets. Smart. In 2003, N.M. Rothschilds and Sons of London merged with Paris, and they did a little rebranding when they merged with Paris Orleans, or what we would call Orleans, and then they were called Rothschild & Co. So after the merge with Paris Orleans in 2003, Orleans, however you say it, they are known as Rothschild's Co. Controlled by the Swiss-based Rothschild's Continuation Holdings, now chaired by Baron David de Rothschild, Baron Rothschild. Baron also is the chair of the World Jewish Congress, a government organization. So let's talk about their wealth. They're worth trillions. They're the most wealthy family known. They established a system of modern banking, and they established business terms for governments and individuals. They were once exclusively only male Rothschilds, and they are said to have a strategic plan of organizing their finances. Well, of course they do. They're so successful. They have 1/3 of their wealth in securities, 1/3 in real estate, and 1/3 in jewelry, I suppose diamonds, gold, you name it, natural resources, very valuable, rare natural resources, fine jewels, and markets follow the Rothschilds. So obviously they would have to, and the government, because the government has to. When governments have to ask a family for help, well, the markets are under those governments, so of course the markets will be under the Rothschild as well, which means we're all pretty much under some kind of indirect control by the Rothschilds, in short. Now, they were believed for a very long time to be acting on behalf of the English government to increase the value of the pound. So that's what the public was told. They were so involved with the banking system because they were working toward increasing the value of the pound. As you know, they're very well established in London. The company was first established in London. So let's talk about their political influence. They've been called the 19th century Medicis. And as you may or may not know, the Medicis are known as the godfathers of the Renaissance. One of them completed the Duomo, the Il Duomo, the famous Il Duomo in Firenze in Florence, Italy. I was lucky to see a couple summers ago. It's the most beautiful cathedral that I've ever seen. And there is green marble, like pink marble, green marble all over the building. I mean, it is the most immaculate cathedral I've ever gotten to see over in Europe. And I guess that's pretty impressive. So the Medicis were no joke. I didn't know how big of a deal they were, and I didn't know their influence and their continuation of the construction on the dome, Il Duomo, until a couple months ago when I checked out this show, this Medici show that I found on YouTube. So the political connections, they started in France and England. Evidence of this is found in the British and French press. There were ads advertising conservative politicians working for N.M. Rothschilds and Sons Limited. The company was handling many privatizations, and the Rothschilds, as stated before, were sought by many politicians for imperial advice and have many royalty connections, well established by business and marriage. Now we got to cut to a break and continue this tomorrow. If I could, I would have made it an hour-long special, but I guess you could just watch it on YouTube altogether if you'd like. Now remember, you can follow me on Twitter at KDFYNTV and email me with comments and suggestions at KDF@YourNews. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow.
It's a new year. New you at Schottenkirk 4.